Hello everyone, remember this letter from the chairman, December 2024-2025, a focus on playability. As we jump into the new year, our primary focus across our Star Citizen teams is clear, improving playability. Our drive for playability surrounds three critical areas: performance, stability and content. A lot of people thought, fantastic, they are finally working on playability, that's so nice. And then I saw this on Spectrum. The epiphany we've had is, okay, we need to focus on how the game plays now. We've got to improve the quality of life. We got to improve the user experience. Chris Roberts wrote to release SeasonCon 2018. This means more than 6 years ago, Chris already played this card.
And we're running a live game, and that's sort of the epiphany that we've had internally, which is, okay, we need to focus on how the game plays now. We've got to improve the quality of life. We've got to improve the user experience, the UI, how you get into it, make it accessible, ensure that the gameplay right now is polished. We're not there yet, but we are definitely working towards that every single release, and that is a priority for us.
Yeah, Chris thinks we are stupid, Chris thinks we forget. Chris can just play the same hand again. Playability in year 13 is still trash, not even elevators work reliably. And Chris is not wrong, I actually forgot about this, so thank you very much for this screenshot. Here we have a Spectrum posting from X to Talos, another year of shame. Haven't played since February and just tried it again with 4.3.2. I've never played anything as poorly functioning as Star Citizen is right now. Well, Star Citizen is still in alpha, but we are in year 14 and CRG is at $1 billion in funding, which was already achieved in January 2025, according to Carl Jones. Star Citizen in year 14 is still a tech demo at best, even with so much money and time. We are still missing basics, core mechanics, some very basic physics, fun and interesting gameplay. You build an event and not a single 51k contract for this event works in Pyro. In Stanton, every third contract is completely bugged. ATLS mining doesn't work. Selling to a TTD doesn't work. High C gameplay is exactly the same crap as in previous years. Anyone who buys 10 contracts as content is beyond help. In fact, there is no technical progress whatsoever, no new technology, nothing at all. Never again will I give them a single cent. I myself, I'm very willing to give Chris more money, but I need to see some real progress. I need to see fun and interesting gameplay. I need to see some very basic physics. I need to see a game with acceptable lag, interaction delays and do things. As it stands, we have do things of players moving at player speeds. Even now, in year 14, we have the first iteration of server meshing. I am way past concierge, but I haven't bought a ship in the last 3 years. I don't plan to ever buy any ships again, unless things drastically change to the better, Chris. The quality you deliver is beyond ridiculous. You have to keep in mind that Chris put at least $500 million exclusively into Squadron 42. Some things will port over from Squadron 42 to the PU, but not a very expensive actors, not a very expensive cutscenes, and I hope not a terrible UI, item interaction and inventory system. Then Chris spent allegedly more than $200 million on his Manchester building, the very expensive art, and his private cinema. CRG's better people are working exclusively on Squadron 42, the PU only has a skeleton crew, and yeah, not exactly CRG's most experienced people. The PU is still a buggy, laggy tech demo with missing basics, missing core mechanics, almost no physics, and no fun and interesting gameplay. Absolutely nothing has changed in terms of the core problems since the beginning of this year. Nothing. I don't understand how anyone can still be willing to put money into this. It's just a cash grab at this point, nothing else. So disappointment is beyond description. The only thing left to do is stay away from this project. Well, if the numbers are correct, 2025 is CRG's best year in funding by a huge margin. And I don't know why, I have no explanation for this. But even if those numbers are correct, it does not matter. You can give Chris another billion, another 10 billion, and Chris will still prioritize eye candy, fluff, time sinks, cool cinematic, and his interactive movie Squadron 42. Chris does not care about the PU. And there's a lot more. Most missions are missing since 4.0, I guess not compatible with server meshing. Understandable, Chris, you only had 13 years to prepare for server meshing. Star Citizen has still one of the worst UI, item interaction and inventory system I've ever seen in any game. Picking something up, which is quick and easy in most games, is a pain in Star Citizen. Dropping something out of your inventory, which is quick and easy in most games, is a pain in Star Citizen. CIG cannot even give us a functional focus system. Functional focus systems are solved in gaming for decades. In Star Citizen you want to open a door, but the game thinks you want to enter a door that is above and behind you. You want to open a door? No, the game thinks you want to sit down on a bed that is behind you. Star Citizen's UI was made for looks, not for function. Function, or ease of use, played no role. Holographic design, ghosting text, ghosting icons, transparent background with lights shining through, no opacity slider, moving elements that never stand still. Animated selection wheels that have no place in a PC game. Selection wheels are a crutch for consoles. And since the selection wheel is animated, it can be very hard to hit a certain sector. Chris, if Squad of 42 has the same terrible UI, ultimate action inventory system, you better start hiring someone who can fix this right now. If not, this alone will make you a laughingstock when Squad of 42 will get released, if it will ever get released. Link to the Spectrum article is in my first pinned comment below. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. So I thought maybe I can find more. Let's see.
We evaluate where we are, set priorities, and make adjustments while also looking at quality of life issues in the current gameplay.
Are the ththings that we want to address for quality of life, or things we could do in the game to make the gameplay right now feel better? Because ultimately, the amount of functionality that we have actually in the game right now, if it all works together and works well, is more than a lot of release games. Sea of Thieves just came out, and we have like more variety of missions, hell of a lot more ships, a bunch more stuff that you can do, and a lot more area to play in.
Gameplay is getting a lot of attention this quarter as we are trying to focus on quality of life improvements and upgrades to current in-game systems and features.
Things that we're trying to fix towards 3.5, which are more like quality of life improvements and making sure that it's as bug-free as we possibly can. I think just general fixes and basically quality of life stuff. That's been a major one.
We've had a lot of talk lately about a renewed focus towards quality of life fixes and making the game as it is now more enjoyable, more stable. What can you tell us a little bit about what that plan is for Q4? I know we've got 3.7.1 on the P2 right now. Take us through what you know.
Yeah, so 3.7.1 is up on PTU now. There's definitely, when we went live with 3.7.0, there were some issues, there were some bugs that we definitely wanted fixed, but we wanted to go ahead and get 3.7 out the door. So we're working towards those things, and we're trying to get that live. And then, yeah, looking ahead to this rest of this quarter, I think we definitely want to do at least one more point patch, and then we'll obviously have 3.8 at the end of the year. And you're right, like there is a absolute push right now to get more focus on quality of life fixes.
And we've also been shifting to quality of life staggered development, which is, you saw a little bit of that in Alpha 3.7. We're more serious about that. So we've moved the teams to 6-month cycles. We're still delivering patches every 3 months, but the teams themselves get 6 months to work on their features or their content that will go into whatever patch they're sort of designated for.
Is there still a small team working on quality of life bug fixes? The game keeps getting new stuff, but there are still loads of persistent bugs that make playing what we have frustrating.
It's actually company-wide.
Hey everybody, the upcoming 3.17.2 patch looks to bring with it a variety of new gameplay opportunities, bug fixes, and quality of life improvements.
We also have an expectation that teams account for time to address what we call quality of life issues and bug fixing. And so along with the feature development commitments, because we would need to develop this specific feature, we ask for teams to account for unknown unknowns, we ask for teams to account for tech debt, we ask for teams to account for quality of life and bug fixing. And so it's just a matter of what percentage of the team's times are spent on each of those allocations. And often new feature development dominates the team's schedule, but there are times where we pull those levers around and we say, okay, we're going to need to spend more time on quality of life this quarter, or more time on bug fixing, or more time on tech debt.
Yeah, I'm saying this a lot in my videos. We have two things of players moving at player speeds. Look at this. Clicker is moving left and right. Almost looks like she fell off the bed, but no, she is still on the bed. Yet she cannot even deal with players moving at player speed. Do you think wise? I would like to point out, from Flickr's point of view, this looks perfectly fine. She is not sliding left, right, forward, reverse on the gurney. Okay, let's try to push Flickr into the ship. Now Flickr is floating beside the metal gurney.
Server meshing has been working pretty much flawlessly at scale for the past 9 months.
Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.